first question is, can you tell us about your topic in the Family Enterprise Excellence Conference 2018?
Okay, there are two different topics, but I will say the main topic is to talk what are the best practices for family business.
Yes.
And I would say that it's very important to work in a professional governance and to be professional and to design a good constitution, to have a process to write a good constitution, a good board of directors, a good family council, but at the same time to be educated in one side that is really very important, to be educated in how in emotional intelligence, I would say, how to communicate between family members, how to understand the family patterns of the family, how to listen to family members, how to self-regulate it ourselves, because those are tools that usually are not teach in business schools and are very, very, very important for the continuity of a family business.
Right.
That's one of our presentations yesterday, and today was more about our family business. That is the oldest family business in Spain and one of the oldest family business in the world. And I was talking about the history of the company and the best practices that we have for the continuity of this family company.
And so,
yes,
continue,
after
please.
you.
Well, I like what you said, Borja, about emotional intelligence, and that's very much related to keeping the family unity, nurturing the relationship, and I feel like that's something that you really advocate, that you really find to be very important for family businesses to have. Can you speak more about that? Like
Yes.
nurturing the relationship?
Yes, I would say that controversy, problems, conflicts is normal in all families. I mean, in a family that has a company is much more common, I would say, no?
Yeah.
And the conflict, we don't have to avoid conflict because we think that if we avoid conflict, we will have more harmony in the family. That's not right, that's a big confusion. We have to learn how to work with conflicts. And that's a learning process. Not to avoid conflict, is to treat conflict and to have more muscle to treat conflict. And one of the most important thing is to listen each other, to have empathy each other, to understand the family patterns, patterns that some ones are positive and some ones are negative, and to use the positive one. And those are, in my view, a very important tools that we need to have harmony in our company. And that's not easy, but we can learn. The good thing and the good thing is that we can learn all those things, but we need to be teaching on that.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's what I really like about what you're saying, Borja, because this is a validation of what we do in Premier. Because before we do any intervention with the family, our first intervention is really family relationship, to get a gauge of where is the family in terms of the relationship with each other. So it's such a big thing coming from you, that this is also your practice in the family, and it's also what you espouse with your other clients. So my next question is, can you talk about the benefits or the importance of creating a family constitution and having a family constitution in your family for many, many years? What are the tips that you can give to other family businesses?
I think the best to build or to write a family constitution is a process. Okay, it's not the end; it's the process. A good process of writing a good constitution is to be helped for a professional and at the same time to work with the family, not just with one or two people from the family, to many representatives of the family that could represent all the family. And it's by this process that the family could talk about the problems of the family, how they understand the values of the family, how is the vision for the family company in the future. And at the end is the writing constitution, is the agreements that we have in the family, what the rules that we put in the family to avoid conflict. Is those are the concrete things that we have to write in the constitution.
Yes.
As for example, what will be the rules to work as an executive in the company?
Yes.
What are the rules to be part of the board of directors? We want in law or not in law in our company.
Yes.
As an executive, as a board members, as shareholders, and many other things. But also at the same time, the constitution has to be flexible in the future. After some years, you have to see if it's useful for the family and for the company, and if it's not completely useful, you can write or rebuild this constitution. That's our case. After 30 years, we write a new constitution because the situation of the family was different, and the situation of the market and of the company was completely different, and we decided to initiate a new process to write a new constitution, and that was a good thing for the family and for the company.
Yeah. Can you also speak briefly about family governance and the importance of that governance?
Yeah. Okay. For me. Why governance is so important? First of all, to try to separate what is ownership, what is family, and what is business. Okay, that's because we need a professional board of directors, and we have a professional board of directors not just with family members, with independence, because independence could help us to be more neutral, more objective, or could give us to give an opinion from an expert from a different market or more international view. And at the same time, we need to have our family council because there are a lot of things like emotional attachment to the company that we have to work for the continuity for the company.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. And then the first time I heard you speak, Borja, was in Miami. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, during the FFI conference.
Yes, 2 years ago. Mostly 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then you were with a lawyer at that time, Mejia.
Yes.
And then they were talking in the beginning, and then they called you after.
I remember.
Now,
Ricardo Mejia. Yes.
Yes, Ricardo.
Yes, he's from Colombia.
Yes, and so I remember you sharing about your next generation programs. You shared at that time a junior committee, right? And today you also spoke about junior committee. Would you like to share to us briefly about that?
Yes, absolutely. I think we need next generation. They need their own place to talk. Okay, mostly in family business that older generation is too big, we need space to talk and space to grow at the same time. And this junior committee in our company and in other company, the main objective is to know each other and to organize activities could help the next generation to work together.
Yes.
Because if they work together before having responsibilities in the company,
right.
It's a learning process for them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a place to organize his education, their education. Education in values, education in how the company managed and other things.
Thank you. And my last question, I know that you're also a family business consultant. What can you tell us about the role of professionals or family business consultants to a family business?
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Because I think the role of a family business consultant is an external. Because in family business there are a lot of emotionality, you know, and sometimes it's very difficult to talk each other. And an external could help us to have a more neutral conversation, because we need a more neutral conversation to afford the big decisions that we need for the family and for the company. And we need a professional help from a really professional family business consultant to be able to take the big decisions for the future of the company. And because the consultant is a professional, could help us to communicate each other, to understand what we need for the future, and to lead a process for change, for succession. I really recommend to ask for help for a professional, because I have my own experience with my family, but I have also the experience to help other families as a consultant, and really it's an opportunity to work for the future of the family company.
Thank you. Very well said, Borja.